So that was a terrible start because they just put a whole thing in front of it. But wanted to do a tour of our farm for YouTube. Haven't done one yet for YouTube. Yeah, this is our Jackson Farms. We had our first festival yesterday. Shout out to our young people, man, between the ages of 14 and 21. We hired 22 of them to do marketing and branding, our video editing work, hold down the farm throughout the summertime. And they did a Stop the Violence festival last night, and 2 days. Fantastic, man. Shout out to those young people. If you ever put on an event, you ever put something on, you know the logistics that it takes, and these kids did it all by themselves. So shout out to our young people. But getting into the nitty gritty, this is Jackson Street Farms. So Jackson Street Farms started off as a blighted property, and that's kind of what we do. Blighted properties, spaces like this over here, and turn them into productive spaces like this right in the middle of Lincoln Heights. So we are on Jackson Street, right in the middle of my beautiful hood here, 45215 Lincoln Heights, the first African American self-contained community above the Mason-Dixon line. So, if you know our history, if you know our story, this is kind of our mixed bed. So you're like, man, is that cotton that they have right here? So yeah, we do have cotton because obviously coming from the South, a lot of our people that look like us don't want to grow food because they feel like the trauma that's connected to it. They don't want to, they want to reject that lifestyle. But we want to put it right in front of you and show you that, man, not only can you be productive with it, you don't have to be afraid of it. It's just a plant. We do our own composting. We make our own soil here. So everything in this bed was soil that we made from last year, the last couple years, and we'll get into that. There's just a mixture in here. You got some of our current tomatoes that we specialize in these current garden style tomatoes. Let's see, I got some zinnias in here. Obviously, we talked about some cotton. So you get a little bit of a few different varieties in here. Some hibiscus here, our elderberries as well. And here's our next batch of compost that we're actually making. So these are coffee grinds, wood chips, some great. Oh, man, that's good. Look at that smoky steam coming out of there. See that steam popping up out of there. So yeah, that's the next healthy mix in there. Right here we have our community box bed. So right here, everybody from the community is more than welcome to come by and plant things. Utilize the space. We do lessons as well on how to plant, how to grow. So just kind of walking through, I see we got okra here. A nice resin has some watermelon popping off, some sunflowers. I see another watermelon. This is a mixture of some peppers, some cabbage, some squash. See a nice strawberry there. One of the residents got going. I see some carrots in here, some lettuce. I see sage, a nice herb bread, some more lettuce, some peppermint, a lot of tomatoes back there. Um, let's go ahead. These are our newer ones. So these are the ones actually our young people did. So I see some tomatoes in here from our young folks. Yeah. A lot of tomatoes. I don't think nothing's been planted in that one yet. So we'll take a step in the Keenan Daniels Hanging Gardens while we're in here. Once again, sorry, didn't do any housekeeping. Excuse me, I know Celeste's probably gonna be, why you bring everybody here when it's like this? But quick tour. So, this is the Keenan Daniels Hanging Gardens. My cousin did a great job of helping us come and get this, helping us putting together. But he passed recently, so we wanted to honor his memory and naming this space after him. But as you can see, we do have okra once again in our front row. So we'll be growing okra within here. We have cucumbers all along this side here, a couple different varieties. Shout out to Darius, our guy Double D, who was on the last podcast episode actually. He planted a couple cucumbers in here. And then we have our pickling cucumbers as well, some French cucumbers. And then once again, a variety of tomatoes over here to the side. What are different, planters as well too. Some eggplant that kind of just, hides there just to kind of give us some variety. But as we said, we are educational. We spoke on education and research. So we do a lot of, you see, single leader, right? A lot of single leader tomatoes, but we do allow some bush tomatoes to kind of just formulate so everybody can kind of see what it looks like if you don't prune your tomatoes, if you grow them too close together, how you get some curling action here, and what you can do to kind of resolve that. So yeah, we got some of these that might be a little bit too close, might get a little bit of disease just popping off. But yeah, the tomato in itself looks pretty all healthy. Definitely some good beef steaks here to the left of me. Look like we definitely got a nice mixture here. I love the color of these tomatoes here, man. This is just, once again, our greenhouse. First year kind of getting it. Shout out to our friends at Ohio State that made that happen. And yeah, we got our nursery here to the left, and our young people also have some things that they're growing, getting things ready for the fall as well. Some beets, some lettuces, some cool weather crops, getting those ready for the fall. And here we just have, like I said, another mixture bed. You just kind of come up some cucumbers that still kind of climbing there, some sweet potatoes. Our sunflower was just majestic and just hanging strong. I can't wait till she just blooms up. She's gonna look beautiful in this bed. Um, and then yeah, you see some tomatoes just kind of hung through, but we really just letting the sweet potatoes just kind of take over that bed. We do red sushi herb. So we planted one of these one time, and they just went completely nuts, completely crazy in our red sushi herb. But we definitely like them. They give a nice ornament. So we focus them in on the edges of our rows, and to kind of just give it a look. So if you see here, these are potatoes that we've already harvested in June, replanted, and then we'll harvest again in August. And then these two rows, this potatoes we harvested in July, as well as you see these here we harvest in July. We'll replant and have another piece for the fall. But in the meantime, got some peppers growing in between. So keeping the nightshades rocking here in these three rows here. Obviously have our strawberry patch right here. Loving strawberries. They're definitely running off right now, getting their runners going. But these June berries will be going again. We'll get another round. Hopefully I'm here in the fall and be able to chomp on some more strawberries for the back to school season. And then obviously you see sometimes like, man, where did that come from? Well, we have stranglers and random pop-ups of plants. So when they do, we let them hang out. I'm pretty sure this is one of the gourds that I popped in and grew last year. And yeah, we're excited to have him hanging out as well too. So as we get into some of our cold weather section, as like I said, this one here is like, what is that? Yeah, our tomatoes. We let them just go wild at times too, because we want you to see what it looks like when you bush up, how it grows versus a bush up versus a single leader, which is in the greenhouse. So within here you have a mixture of some tomatoes, some peppers, just allowing our young people to just kind of experiment and kind of see what they can just do and just grow within some space and some good soil. But right here, look at these beautiful leaves of Swiss chard. You know, look at these majestic, strong purples, strong greens, healthy big leaves, man. Some of these leaves, I wish you could have saw yesterday, even though we picked them off, you know, as big as, man, half my daggone body for real. Green peppers as well, bell peppers, definitely coming through, looking beautiful down in here. And we'll definitely get a lot more stomped through next month. We are taking our lettuce to seed. Obviously, this is not a good time for lettuce. If you're at the store and folks are selling you lettuce right now, I would not buy it. The thing about lettuce in the heat, they develop this white milky substance here that gets into the leaves, and that milky substance makes the leaves bitter. So you're like, man, I wonder why my lettuce tastes so nasty right now. Because it's the summertime, and you really shouldn't be buying lettuce. But you know, to each his own. Right now, our lettuce is going to seed, and that's what we're allowed to do, so we can kind of grow some good ones here next year in the fall and the spring. Kale, just to kind of give it a nice variety, some looks. Love to continue to keep, you know, providing some leafy greens for the residents. So kale is always a good option with the Swiss chard, especially in the summertime. Our cabbage, we're going down to the cabbage leaves. We had a white moth problem this year, which kind of affected us a little bit. So those kind of suck when you get some white moth, but we still allowed, you know, coming through before we get to it. So we'll allow these bulb heads to kind of get to, but you see here, you already can see the effects of the white moth, how they kind of bit that up. So we'll take the cabbage leaves from the outside, make some sauerkraut. We'll still find it useful. We don't waste anything out here. So we'll definitely find a use for the cabbage for sure. Here you got our zucchini. Let's see if we got one that's kind of hiding in here. So yeah, you got a couple zucchinis. Look at her right there. And she pretty. So I'll go ahead and take that one home for my wife later on today because she loves zucchini. So I'll take that one home and take that home for Adrian. And then all of our next 300 tomato plants. So we planted, not 300, 150 tomato plants. So we planted these last month. These are all third-year heirlooms that popped up. We kind of separated, spread out, gave them a little bit of space. But these are all grown for NOLA Restaurant, my man Jeff here in the city of Cincinnati. So if you're in Cincinnati and Cincinnati area, definitely check out NOLA Restaurant. And then these current tomatoes will be going perfect for his salads that he